Alright, so what is good, everybody on YouTube? This is of course your boy B, Bullet RC, coming to you guys again with yet another video. And you guys know at some point I had to talk about this collection because Virgil, the team who put this together, straight snap. So it's the Nike, the 10, or the Virgil, or the Off-White, and of course Nike collab. 10 pairs collabed on in 10 months. One of the craziest cycles for collabs for Nike from what I read. And I want to get into my top 10 from, I can't even say best to worst, because I feel like all of them have their good points and not many bad points, if any at all. So it's somewhat of a worst to best, but a good to most fire. Good to whichever one they snap the most on. And spoiler alert, the Air Jordan 1 is not my number one shoe. I picked my number one shoe as if you could only have one shoe from this whole collection, and I advise you guys to do as well. If you could have one shoe from this collection, comment that shoe down below. That will be my number one. So listen, let's get into it. There is 10 pairs of shoes, and they break down to the revealing and the ghosting side. In the revealing side, we have the Air Jordan 1. I'm gonna see if I can get this on the first try. The Air Jordan 1, the Vapor Max, the Blazer, the Air Max 90, and of course, the Presto. Holy shit, I actually got it. I got it on the first try. Okay, this next one I might fuck up. So on the revealing side, we have the Air Max 97, the Converse Chuck Taylor, the Vaporfly 4%, the Air Force 1, the Hyperdunk 2017, and of course, I'm missing one. Hold on. So let's not waste any more time. This collection is crazy. Unfortunately, your boy did not get any of the pairs on the draw. Trust me, I entered for all 5 pairs, and your boy got all 5 L's in the email from Nike, so we will be looking for a delayed W on those. So first up, number 10.
It all just sort of started off of a conversation.
At number 10, we have the Nike Hyperdunk 2017, and you guys know me, usually when I shop for basketball sneakers is not anything recent. A lot of the more recent basketball models, whether it's coming from Nike or any brand, I haven't been really interested in just because of my style. If I was to buy this Hyperdunk, it would probably be more of a cozy kick to me. I think it probably is going to look better with, you know, a short or a jogger or a sweatpant on those cozy days. Of course, it says foam for the outsole on the outside, shoelaces, which is pretty standard on every pair from the collection. I like that off-white look, and the whole feeling from the ghosting side of things was to have all the shoes kind of have a similar look with a similar material. Almost you could see through the shoe. Now, I do like that they added the strap from the Nike sock dart onto this one. I like the little zip tie. I like the zip tie on all the different shoes. The movement of the Nike logo on the tongue. There's a lot of things going great for this one. It's just that I'm not the biggest fan of the newer Nike basketball kicks, especially just to wear it casually. I mostly stick to some of the more retro models or some of the ones that they bring back a more premium or essential colorway looks. So the 2017 is not a bad one. You know what I'm saying? If I had a chance, I'd probably still get it if I could. But if I had a choice for one, this will be the 10th one I chose. So that was number 10, the 2017 Hyperdunk. Not a bad shoe. I really like them adding the strap and kind of taking it a little bit different. The ankle area around the ankle is a little bit different as well, but still nonetheless, number 10.
And then sort of grew into natural fit.
Coming in at number 9, we have the Chucks, the Converse Chuck Taylor joints. And this one, I really feel like it's gonna look a lot better on feet and in hand, bro. I've seen some pictures of it that other people have taken other than on the Nike website, and these joints look crazy. I really like the ghosting aspect of these, where the sole is like this blue tinted. The whole upper almost looks like a see-through, so when you're wearing these, you're probably gonna want to stick with white socks, or maybe you want to contrast with some of the different color stitching and stuff on the shoe. But me personally, it would have been really cool to see a Nike swoosh on the Converse Chuck Taylor. I feel like somewhere on the internet I've seen a picture of these with a drawn on swoosh, and I think that would have made this even a better shoe. It would look crazy because I don't think we've ever seen a Chuck Taylor with the Nike swoosh on it. Is that weird? Yes, but I mean, it's the 10, it's the collab, and I would have liked to see a Nike swoosh on this Chuck Taylor just to give it even more of a unique look to the shoe. I really like the look of the uppers, and like I said, I feel like this one is gonna look crazy once I actually see it in hand, in person. As with a lot of these shoes, it's all about materials and the way that they look, and I feel like me looking at these pictures doesn't do any of the shoes justice, and if I saw them in hand, maybe some shoes will rank differently. But anyways, the Chucks are coming in at number 9. Let's get into number 8.
Nike recognizing its icon, showing them for the design integrity for the future.
At number 8, we have the classic Air Force 1 Low, and I really like the material choices on this one. This is probably one of the more, and I really put this in quotations, basic looking shoes out of all the different shoes that were in this collection. It's really a stripped down version of the Air Force One, but I like the way that he designed these joints. Some of the materials at the back, the way that some of the materials meet up and are stitched together, almost overlapping towards the back. And I guess a better word for it will be that this is one of the more simple shoes out of all the collabs. I like the air on the side. I just like the look of this, and I would take this one over both the Chuck Taylor and the Hyperdunk in my opinion. And this is another one where I feel like maybe if I saw the Chuck and the Force right next to each other in person, I might even put the Chuck over the Force. But at number 8, the Air Force One, the classic. Let's get into number 7.
How do you make something cohesive out of these 10?
So for numero 7, number 7, we have the Zoom Vaporfly. This is a model that I personally haven't tried out. I was pretty interested in it, but a lot of the colorways that I've seen so far, I haven't really liked. Now I have a reference photo right here. I really like how they oranged the tips on this shoe to match with that little orange tab. And I like the overall look of the upper. That see-through upper is clean. I like the swoosh on the outside. And that's a difference between the actual Zoom Vaporfly, what the fuck is that? The Zoom Vaporfly 4%, it has a big swoosh on the front. Now, usually I love the big swooshes. You guys know I'm a fan of a lot of the soccer cleats. And I think this shoe would look really, really good with some tapered jeans. I just haven't tried out the model yet, and I like the subtle little changes on this shoe. So the Zoom Vaporfly coming in at number 7. This one could honestly be a sleeper out of the collection, but we won't know until we see them in hand. Next up, number 6, or number 6, numero 6, whatever.
You can't set out to make an icon. It has to be designed in culture. Return the feedback.
At number 6, we have the Vapor Max. Now, this shoe in particular, I'm a fan of the Vapor Max. Some people are kind of torn on it, but some of the main differences between your regular retail pair of Vapor Maxes and the Virgil pair are, of course, the big Nike white swoosh on the side with the contrast stitching, the pull tab on the back, the air on the side. The tongue is completely different, and I wanted to talk about that for a couple seconds. Now, the tongue on the Virgil pair almost reminds me of a hockey mask or something, like a vintage Nike tongue. It has a lot of like foam exposed on it. Of course, this is part of the revealing side of the collection, and that was the whole point, where he kind of cut up the shoes and revealed some of the innards of the inside of the shoe, almost saying that if you wanted to do this, you could do it too. Now on the Vapor Max you can't, because that tongue is not there at all. But I really like the placement of the Nike tag on the tongue. I think the tongue is probably my favorite part of the Vapor Max. They changed a lot, but also changed a little. I just think that that tongue in white when the whole shoe is black really contrasts a lot and really pulls your eyes to that. That's probably the first thing you see, either the tongue or that white swoosh on the side, or just a big air on the side. So this one for me was at number 6. You guys might be able to guess what's at number 5, but I like the Vapor Max. But out of all the shoes, there was another one that I would take over the Virgil Vapor Max. So let's get into number 5.
We literally reconstructed each shoe to get that essence.
Getting into number 5, and this was probably the part of the list where I was most like, should I put this here or put this here? So at number 5, I'm gonna put the Air Max 90. Some people might, disagree with me between number 5 and number 4, because, I mean, you'll see up next. But number 5 is the Air Max 90, and these, they're just fire, bro. Like the materials, the way they look. I mean, I'm just looking at the all blue, the tinted blue outsole, the clear look of it. I don't know, man. This one I feel like now that I'm looking at it again, it might have been able to be put higher on the list, but I'm gonna just keep it at 5. I'm gonna keep my original list, the Air Max 90, and I mean, I don't really need to get into them. I don't want to say I'm speechless, but just look at the shoe. You guys see the picture, and I guess you guys can kind of see where I really like it. Just the blending of materials, the color tones that he used on this one, the little orange piece, the back tab that's almost removed from the shoe is kind of like an added on piece, like you just wanted to sew something onto it. Once again, I really like that vintage look of the tongue, the revealed foam, the Nike tab on the side. I mean, the Air Max 90 is really just firing on all cylinders. I wouldn't be surprised if people put this as their top shoe from the full collection, and fuck, man, I might like these more than the fucking ones, honestly. Like, now that I'm looking at them again, I might have took these over the one. You know what, fuck it. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and put the Air Jordan 1 at number 5. And I know some people might say, at number 5? He's putting the 1 at number 5? Yes, the Air Jordan 1 is gonna have to be put at number 5, and let me pull it up right here really quick so I can just tell y'all a couple of quick differences and stuff that I like versus the retail regular version. So the new number 5, the Air Jordan 1 collab. And the reason I put the Air Jordan 1, I don't want to say high on the list, but the middle point of the list, is that once I seen all the other shoes, there was more models and more pieces of the other shoes that I like than the one. Of course, these joints right here are the one that most people are gunning for, but out of all of them, I just feel like it's cool. It's an Air Jordan 1. It's crazy to have that collab. I like the little cut up aspect of it, the exposed materials on the toe. I like the 85 and the details behind the wings on the side. But there are other shoes to me that I would rather have other than the Air Jordan 1. Now, just because I put them at number 5 doesn't mean I hate them or they're not crack, man. Just know that this was more of a good to best list. And the Air Jordan 1 that I'm looking at with the air on the side, the exposed materials, and once again, that tongue with the different tongue tab on the side with the Nike. It's a beautiful shoe. I love the design of the one, but it's gonna have to go at number 5. We've done number 4 already with the Air Max 90. So now we are getting into the top 3 shoes. We're winding down. So let's go ahead and get into number 3. Go ahead and leave your angry comments about the one below. It's whatever.
You've seen what is under these shoes that you already have in your closet.
At number 3, we have one pair that was left out of the ghosting side of the collection, and that was the Air Max 97. And I'm looking at this shoe. I really like the black swoosh on the side, the all over almost see-through aspect with the white, the clear bottoms. It almost had like this orangish hue on the air bubble, the air on the side, the green lace tips. Once again, have the Nike tab on the side of the tongue. I just feel like the 97, while we haven't seen it in person yet, no one's seen it in hand, it might be another sleeper model from the second half of the collection. A lot of people were focusing on the revealing part of the collection and kind of putting the ghosting at the second half. And it looks like one of the most wearable shoes to me, with that all white look. I mean, the orange tab, I really like the green lace tips, and I don't know, man, to me that's number 3. I feel like some people are going to really disagree with me on that. I'm a fan of the 97s being reintroduced to this shoe right here, and them just stripping it down and adding these different things. Especially, if you can't tell, I'm a big fan of the way he modified the tongue and put the Nike on the side, because when you're wearing them, of course you take those side pics and shit. You're gonna definitely see that when you're taking your IG photos or whatever the fuck you're doing. But let's go ahead and get into number 2.
Ironically, my creative process doesn't happen here.
And my number 2 shoe is gonna be the Blazer. I was surprised. That I put the Blazer at such a high point at the list. But once I seen it, I know exactly what it is about the Blazer, and it's the swoosh. I love the huge Nike swoosh on the side. The color palette on this joint is amazing. Around the back where the Nike logo is, there's like an exposed foam. It just looks like a blueprint of the Blazer, a blueprint of what could have been. And once again, bruh, that swoosh is killing it. I love that huge exaggerated swoosh that comes all the way down to the midsole, all the way down almost to the outsole. And once again, on the tongue, you have the Nike tab on the side. Listen, the Blazer, I was not expecting to have it so high on the list, but when I looked at it and I seen the pictures of it, I put the Blazer over the one. The swoosh, bruh, the swoosh got me. So with that being said, and the Blazer being number 2, y'all already know what the fuck is number 1. The best shoe in my opinion, and the collab, the shoe that I said, listen, if I had one shoe to get, if Virgil came to me and he said I could only have one shoe, this is number 1.
All Nikes in school and thought that like these were good enough ideas that we should send them to Nike, send it to the Nike address, and you'd get this like rejection letter back, getting a rejection from Nike to like 2017 being able to do exactly this project is sort of super surreal.
The Nike Air fucking Presto. Golly, this one is the best one, bro. In my opinion, bro, this is the best one. Obvious differences between the Virgil pair and your retail pair. The whole upper is almost, once again, with the revealing pair, the whole aspect of being cut up and re-put together. I really like the materials that they use. I love that they put a Nike swoosh on the side of the shoe instead of having it just on the toe. Now, it could have been cool to put another Nike swoosh somewhere on the shoe, maybe somewhere near the front of it. They've completely removed this toe guard. I'm looking at the shoe right here. They've added a strap on the back that says Air, Air. The tongue piece or the top piece is almost stitched on. It's exposed. The Nike Air on the side. The off-white cream like cage. The off-white cream midsole. Bruh. The Presto, to me, is the best shoe in the collection. The Presto truly embodies the revealing aspect of that side of the collection, and that is my number one, the Nike Air Presto. So listen guys, that is going to be it for the video. Much love to all the fam, followers, and of course supporters. You guys can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, SoundCloud, Snapchat. The Snapchat is bull.cb, by the way. Here, there, blah blah, of course. Bullet RC, that fucking hype beast. He said the Prestos were number one and the Air Jordan 5, or with the one, because I typed it and the backspace was the worst one. He's a fucking hype beast. How does he put a Presto and a Blazer over an Air Jordan fucking 1? And yeah, that's it. So listen, let me know what was your number one or your top 3 out of the collection. Hell, if you want to put your top 10 down below, from good to best or from worst to worst because you fucking hate the collection, do that down below. And yeah, shouts out to all that were triggered from the list, and I'm gonna see y'all later. Y'all be easy. I'm out of here. Peace.
Kids that are sleeping outside for product, I look at that as a potential missed opportunity to sort of educate, influence, motivate young kids to design themselves.